guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah and let's recap and review Real Housewives. This is Married to Medicine season 10 episode 11. So let's get into it. So there's not much of a spicy corner, mainly because, like I said in my Potomac review, my timeline has been consumed by the rap beef drama of it all. I don't care. Like I said in the Potomac review, it was a clear-cut winner. It is what it is. Hopefully by this time that I'm reviewing this, the lady is off the internet tending to herself in her mind. But hey. So the episode opens up and we see Phaedra and Aiden. He's turning 13 and they're planning on throwing him a 13th birthday. I think the numbers were fudged when that lady was like 70K. I said, what you mean 70K? Because the party that we saw was not 70K. Maybe she meant 700, like, you know, how they do 2,500. Maybe she meant 7,500. But then again, that party was not giving 7,500. It gave every bit of maybe a smooth 3,000. Because I was like, the decorations, I feel like they were okay, but I was thinking, like, you know, the food truck, the people that walk on the stilts, and then the DJ, and then the pyro stuff that they had in the little games. I was like, that could roughly be that much, but not no $75,000 or $7,000. That was not what it gave. I feel like they was just putting on for the camera. Then we see Sweet Tea go get her teeth done by Heavenly, which I told y'all, we know Heavenly is a good dentist, but if I got beef with you, I'm not letting you inside my mouth with any probes or pointy objects that make me bleed. I'm not doing that. So I'm like, how mad can Sweet Tea really be at Heavenly if you're allowing her to be your dentist? There are probably a good 30, more than that, probably 100 dental offices in Atlanta. Like, you could have picked somebody else other than Heavenly. So we settle in on Eugene and Toya going on a date. This one was actually really cute. They were making bouquets. It was like, I think it said Buckhead Blooms or Blooms Buckhead. A floral arrangement shop. Toya is ecstatic. She feels like this is what she wanted from Eugene. She said it's a 10 out of 10. And they really had a good time. While she's there with Eugene, they're talking about how she feels about the group. And she was like, you know, it's been really great. And they do all the flashbacks with Quad. Honestly, Toya is the one that has the biggest issue with Quad. And I've been watching since season 1. And I know that the girls were not featuring Quad or Mariah, but more so Quad in season 1 and even season 2. But honestly, by season 3, it seemed like Toya and Quad were on a good path. But then something, I forgot what, but something derailed it. In my opinion, I feel as though Quad crossed the line with accusing them of like setting up a robbery. I was like, yeah, girl, that's a lot. That's a lie. If you really think they're capable of stealing from somebody in your friend group, why would she even be in the friend group? And I also get Quad being upset about them accusing her of sleeping with a married man and her feeling like that was her retaliation. But honestly, the person who brung the story to the group was Heavenly. Heavenly and Anila were the one that had the conversation at that, I think it was like a sandwich shop. And Anila was like, girl, I'm not going to tell. And then we got what we got. The only reason why Toya threw it out there was because she found out that you were spreading the rumors or saying that y'all believe that she's the one that was stealing. But they ain't never, they're like oil and vinegar. They ain't gonna never mix. But I do think Quad is coming back. Toya also speaks to Eugene about going to Dr. Damon's medical mixer where they just have, it's kind of like a meet and greet and networking event. And she was like, I'll go. I was thinking about not going because Eugene's not going. So she was just like, I don't know if I want to go, but she ends up going. But they really had a really nice date. Toya acting all shocked that Eugene said in the confessional that she's hard to please. But I'm like, based off of what's been shown to us, he not lying. You a lot, girl. So we get to Dr. Damon's mixer, and it had a really good turnout. It was a lot of people in that cigar bar, and we find out that Damon is doing this mixer in conjunction with having like attorneys there. More so those attorneys we hear like the infomercials about if you get into an accident or you hurt yourself, please call this number. So like if they want to refer a patient or refer a client, they refer them to Damon's Pain Center. So I think that's a smart idea. I don't know what Heavenly had on, girl. It was pretty much Phaedra's confessional look, just a shorter version. And I screamed when Simone said it's pretty evident that Phaedra dressed Heavenly, and then they do the flashback of I think like 3 days, and Phaedra did in fact did dress Heavenly. I screamed. I was like, oh my, because it was clear. And then the dress code, I was like, the dress code wasn't even given what Heavenly had on. She allowed Phaedra to put that ugly platinum blonde hair on her head. Like, Heavenly needed like a wheat blonde or a buttery blonde, but not no platinum. Like, girl, no platinum blonde with like black roots and like, girl had a 613 with black roots. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I was just like, Heavenly, girl, I know you were trying to step out with your man, but there was like a better way to come. Because if you looked at the dress code, nobody was dressed like Heavenly. Everybody had on like very casual wear. Like it was still like business casual because nobody was in like jeans. A lot of people had on like slacks. Even Damon wasn't dressed up. He had on like a regular suit, and like it wasn't even on the level, because what Heavenly had on to me gave cocktail, like night on the town kind of outfit. Like maybe even like if it was like a themed party, and I could see Damon in a velvet black suit, but like what he had on was real basic, and I was just like, you should have told your wife to go put on a different dress, because it wasn't hitting, sis. It wasn't hitting. So she walks in, we see all the ladies are there. Eugene isn't there because he's at work, but we have a scene where I think Heavenly was still like mingling, and Phaedra got there late. I think sometimes I forget that Phaedra is an attorney, because she knew a decent amount of people that were at the party, and I was like, oh, it is attorneys and doctors. Plus, I feel like the antics of Phaedra being on Housewives and then doing the mortician business and all of that stuff, it's like you forget that she actually went to school for 4 years for her law degree. So we have this scene. It's Alicia, Jackie, Sweet Tea, then what's her name? Toya, then Simone. And they're basically, Simone and Toya are basically filling in Alicia about what Kima said to the men about, getting his nuts cut off. Women in America have too much rights. All of that archaic, misogynistic, stupid stuff. And Alicia defends him, and I figure out why it irritates me about Alicia is you can tell that Alicia doesn't believe what's coming out her mouth. Like she's forcing herself to, she was like, I respect my king, girl, and she winces when she does it. It's like, and it also irritates me that she doesn't have on her white coat. I know she's not practicing. Like I think on the last episode they said she doesn't practice as much because she's tending to her child, because that baby looks like it's no more than maybe like 5 or 6 months old. I don't even think the child can walk by itself yet. So I understand that, but it's like you should still be able to sit by your husband in your white coat, or sit in your confessional by yourself in your white coat. Like I feel like she chose not to wear it because she believes that that's like respecting her husband, or like caressing his ego. But I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I think that irritates me because I know the struggle of what it's like to get into school, and then to also, like, I know friends who are doctors in different fields, and it's like, you fight for that white coat, you fight for that title to be a doctor, and then to get with somebody where you're just like, well, that's what my man wants, and you let it go. It makes me feel like you're a dumbass, and I don't like it, because you can clearly tell she's not one. Because although I didn't agree with what she said to Toya, she got Toya off her real quick when she compared Toya and Kima together. Now, do I think they're the same? No, because I still think even with Toya throwing fits or having an attitude, Eugene still be checking Toya. Eugene still be like, he told her in the confessional, you hard to be married to. But we could tell he still loves her, and respects her. But I do not think that Kima respects Alicia, because there's no man I'm going to respect that's going to there's no, like, he just doesn't give that. And especially rang true for me when they were sitting when him and Greg were talking at Aiden's birthday, and that man was like, we got a lot. Our women take care of us. You're a grown man. Why does your woman need to take care of you? Like, it makes me feel like the only thing he sees value in her is being his wife and like being the mother of his kids. Not that he's with somebody who went to school the same amount of years he's went to school and is proficient in their field. And I don't like it. So we then have a moment where Damon gives a speech. You know, he's talking about how much he loves Heavenly, how like when they first got together, he didn't even think she was going to give him a chance, but she been rocking and holding him down ever since. Then Heavenly wants to do her whole she a marriage coach thing, whatever, and calls Phaedra onto the stage. Everybody like, oh Lord, and trying to auction Phaedra off to like the next bidder. And it was just like, girl, Phaedra can get a man by herself. They had one man that was a chiropractor that Heavenly tried to introduce her to. He ruined his shot in less than 2 minutes. What he talking about is them drums looking at Phaedra's butt. And Phaedra was like, dude, you don't even know me to be asking me that. I was like, yeah, get away from me. And like Phaedra said, it's a lot of cute younger doctors here. Yeah, I said yeah. Because that wasn't even slick. You don't even know her to make that comment. Ew, sir. Ew. Ladies decide to sit down, and Simone is like excited. She was like, you know, the OGs have been together for 10 years. We've been on 10 trips successfully. So they start doing flashbacks to when they went to Bermuda. Well, no, it was Hawaii where Simone and Cecil got remarried. They went to was it Barbados? Yeah, where that whole fight between Heavenly and Mariah happened, and everybody was at odds. Then when they were in the woods and stuff. So they have been together for a long time. So while Simone is sitting down, she lets them know they want to go to Hilton Head. Jackie's face immediately was like, what? And then Heavenly was like, huh? And I didn't even know that Hilton Head is where Curtis was cheating on Jackie with that girl was. Or that's where he was going to. But like, Heavenly visibly gets upset. Jackie is kind of like trying to hold it in. And Heavenly's like, Simone, why would you pick that place? And she was like, well, because our schedules, nobody's schedules could link up, but this is the perfect time for us to go for those several days. And it's the closest for us to go out of the country. Mind you, I feel like they should have went like somewhere like either Mexico or, I don't know, Mexico. Have they been to Jamaica? Mexico, Jamaica, maybe Bermuda, you know, shouts out to Salt Lake City. Like somewhere. I mean, y'all been together. The show is 10 years. Like, I think it would have been nice. But Simone is not getting it until Heavenly is like, girl, that's where Curtis. And she was like, oh. And I legit think Simone forgot. I don't think Simone would do something that messy or that malicious. Not saying that Simone isn't messy, but I don't think she would be that malicious towards Jackie. Like, the way Simone was like, me and my husband are not those types of couples. Like, we would never do that to Jackie or Cecil or Curtis. Like, we don't even rock that way. It just slipped my mind. But also, y'all, I think the reason why Jackie's not that mad at Simone is because of production. Like, production is the one that okays where they go. So I feel like production was like, maybe y'all should go back to, you know, I don't know, to Hilton Head. But then again, I mean, like, I wouldn't want to go to Hilton Head. Hilton Head is like wealthy, but gives wealthy retirement. It's not like, it's a, because when someone said, let's go to Myrtle Beach, and I was glad that Toya said Myrtle Beach was ghetto. I said, yeah, don't nobody want to go to the dirty Myrtle. Don't nobody want to go to the dirty Myrtle. At least that's what we call it. If you went to school in North Carolina, we called it the Dirty Myrtle. I was like, I'm not going to no Dirty Myrtle. I'm not going to the Dirty Myrtle. I would go to Hilton Head. But I mean, it's not much to do in Hilton Head because Hilton Head, South Carolina is very like I said, it's like retirement areas. Like, the people that have the money and wealth go retire to Hilton Head. So it's very like calm and peaceful, honestly. So you got Heavenly and Simone getting into it. Heavenly telling Simone she need to be more compassionate and think of others. And I said, girl, you are not the one to give that phrase, because that's not you, sis. That's not you. But they stopped arguing, and it's the next day because we then end up seeing, we're at Portia. We're at Phaedra's house, and it's Aiden's 13th birthday. It is crazy that we like saw her pregnant, having a baby, to now he's 13 years old. I even remember the episode where he was going to school for the first time, and when she asked him like, are you scared, and he was like, yeah, because you're not going to be there with me. And I remember like tearing up, because I know that has to be so hard for some people that got kids. But I think the girl, not the wedding planner, but the event planner, Tori was doing too much. She had that big ass 80s like headset with the thing, and she was on her job, but she was doing a lot. I was like, I don't think you need to do all of that, Miss Tori. But okay. I also, like I said in the beginning of the episode, the review, I don't think this party cost that much, because yes, they had the food truck. And I was like, okay, the food truck is cute. They had the guy walking on stilts, the people walking on stilts, and the dude that like did the horn to summon them for everyone to watch. And then we saw Dwight. Shout out to Dwight. Dwight has been looking good ever since he got his nose redone on Botched. Because you could tell he was having trouble breathing when he got his nose done. But when they opened it up, his face looked better. He could breathe more. I was like, okay, Dwight. But it was nice to see Dwight. So he introduces the Aiden. I don't understand why Phaedra wore them leggings. I don't understand why she wore that outfit to begin with. I said, you're going to be outside all day. Why do you have on heels? Where your sneakers at, sis? But it seems like a lot of the kids enjoyed it. But the theme was confusing, because I think Aiden said carnival. So they had carnival themes, because you see the Ferris wheel, the zebras on the table. I think that was supposed to be like the circus. And then you had carnival games. But then you had the people walking on stilts. What Dwight had on and the guy that was playing the horn gave Mardi Gras. I said that those are two different concepts. And plus, they didn't even have on the same color palette, because the people on the stilts, Dwight and them, they had on like greens and purple and like orange. But like the table settings were like red, white, and blue. It didn't make sense. So I really feel like that party was like maybe no more than like I said, $3,000, because you got the food truck there, the DJ, the decorations, the gifts, and all of that stuff. I said at most that's probably how much it was, because there was a lot of kids there and a lot of people there. So I feel like this was a real birthday party, and not just for TV. Aiden looked so cute with his hair and his outfit on, and then when he got on stage and he was like, yeah, when they called him out and they shot up the confetti and the sparklers and stuff, and his friends seemed impressed. He had a good time. Everybody ends up coming except Eugene and Damon, because they got work and they got to work. So Sweet Tea and Gregory are in awe of the party, because they're like, they can't wait to do this for their kids. They had a bar there. I said, look good looking out, Phaedra. We then see Cecil's brother David is there, and David doesn't have on a ring, but David is married. And Heavenly is like, where your ring? Where your ring? He was like, I can't fit it anymore because I got fat. And I said, well. And so Heavenly reaching in her purse. See, my husband wears an $80 ring, and tried to get that man money and said, you go get a ring. You go get a ring. Don't be out here acting like you single and you not single. You married. And I was like, okay. So then you see, I think it was, what's it called? Toya, her son, her oldest son, and then Heavenly at a table talking about, I wonder where where their dad is. And even the little boy was like, who are you talking about? And then Heavenly was like, and Toya was like, oh, I'm talking about Apollo. I thought he would be there. And I was like, well, if they probably have two different birthday parties, and Phaedra and Apollo ain't like this. They're more like this. And they just walk a fine line with their relationship. I do not think they see it for each other at all, which is understandable. But I was just like, if he not there, he not there. We then have a table where it's Phaedra, Toya, Simone, and Heavenly. And David come up introducing himself. Girl, Phaedra and David was giving each other the energy until Heavenly was like, he married. And they was like, David, is you married? He said, yes, I am. And thank you for saving me, Phaedra. Thank you for it was messy, but it was funny, because they was dying at the table, but he was still staring at Phaedra's butt. And I was like, with them, she had on them brown leggings looking naked, so I would have been staring too. So then Simone and Heavenly get into it, because Heavenly brings up about Hilton Head. Simone was like, I was not doing it maliciously. And the fact that you think that I did says a lot, because that's not my thing. And before they could really get to going and start arguing, Miss Tori with her headset was letting everybody know it's time to cut the cake. So they're doing cutting of the cake for Aiden, and he gives a kid speech about how much he values his mom, how much he knows she loves him. And I feel like this was one of the rarest times we got of seeing Phaedra show like genuine emotion. She's not paying that caricature of herself of being funny and overly sexual. Like, she was really in that confessional talking about how much she loves her kids and how much they mean to her, because she wasn't even with the goofiness. Like, the way she was crying, because she was like, I want my kids to know every time I spend time with them, it matters to me. They matter to me. So I was like, oh, okay, Phaedra. And she was even crying while he was telling her how much he loved her and how much he understood, like how much he values her always, like, you know, being there. Like, he knows that like she puts in a lot of work to give them the life that they have, and he appreciates her for that. So I thought it was a very sweet moment, and they cut the cake. So then we see Jackie come in, and Jackie, Simone, and Heavenly start to have a conversation at one of the tables. And it gets heated very quickly because Simone is holding true to like, girl, I did not do this on purpose. Why would I ever do that? She was like, I've known this lady for 20 years. Why would I play in Jackie's face like that? And Heavenly is like, well, I've known her, and I know things about her that you don't know things about. And Simone is like, same, you may know new stuff, but I know. And they're just going. Jackie is sitting there. I think Jackie likes that they fight over her, because if I was Jackie, I would have told them both, shut up. Because Jackie could have deaded it real quick, because Simone was like, get your friend. Like, Jackie could have legit just told Heavenly, look, I know you taking up for me and I appreciate it, but I do not think Simone would do this to me. And I know you didn't do this to me on purpose, but it does hurt, Simone. And we could have just finished it there. We could have moved on, but they getting loud. Jackie ends up leaving the table because it's getting loud, and they arguing in front of the kids, because you see Kima and Gregory, all of them looking. I didn't talk about Gregory. No, I did talk about Gregory and Kima. So then Simone's like, okay, Heavenly, let's go, because even Simone realized we should not be arguing in front of these children. So they go to the entrance of the party, and it's getting heated, where Simone was like, Heavenly, you're not going to keep cussing at me. And Heavenly's like, you're not going to keep cussing at me. That's why I like Simone, because Simone gives Heavenly the same energy. So they are arguing back and forth, like really butting heads about it. And Simone even takes ownership, like, was it a misstep? Yes, but I did not do it on purpose. Then we see in the confessional, the producers asking Heavenly, why do you think Simone hasn't changed the city? And Heavenly is like, because she's stubborn. I said, well, you keep making it worse. Like, you are not the type of person that anybody wants to admit they're wrong to, because you don't know how to let it go, Heavenly. Like, you are like like she said, you're a bulldog. You latch on to something and you don't let it go until you want to let it go. So Jackie comes, and Jackie was like, you know what? If it was just the three of us going to Hilton Head, I would be fine. But we're going to Hilton Head with new people, i.e. Sweet Tea and Alicia. And then on top of that, Toya. And I feel like if we're in Hilton Head, there's going to be questions about what happened. And me and my husband are in a good place right now. So we did see a scene where Curtis and Jackie spoke about it, and Curtis was like, he don't really want to go. He was like, I don't want to talk about that, because he's like, we in a good place. You and I, like, I don't want this to open up old wounds, and I don't want, like, I'm in a good, like, I don't want to deal with this. But I'm like, well, sir, you did it, so you have to deal with it. But I get where Jackie's coming from about, like, me and my husband are in a good place. I don't want to go back to the place where the infidelity happened. But my thing is like, if you're going to be mad at the state of South Carolina or the city of Hilton Head, be mad at the state that is Georgia and the city of Atlanta. Because I promise you, he was probably messing with that lady in Atlanta, but you're not mad at Atlanta. So it didn't make sense. Your husband cheated, not the location, ma'am. Don't make sense, sis. It doesn't make sense. So she's frustrated and upset. And, well, not really frustrated and upset. Like, Simone is frustrated and upset because she really wants Jackie to check Heavenly. And then you even have Toya in her confessional being like, Jackie, girl, just say how you feeling with your chest. Stop having Heavenly be your mouthpiece. But they eventually kind of just come to an understanding that as of right now, Jackie and Curtis are not trying to go. Like, Jackie wants to go, but Curtis doesn't really want to go. And she doesn't feel right going if Curtis doesn't go, because it's a couple's trip. And that's pretty much where the episode, I think, let me check, y'all. Check my notes. That's pretty much where it ends. So yeah, pretty much, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic. Hop down in them comments below and give me your thoughts. Do you think Simone picked Hilton Head on purpose to be messy, or do you think it was an honest mistake and a misstep, and she should have changed the place once, you know, people were like, hey, Jackie has an issue with it? Or do you think Heavenly was doing too much and Jackie need to learn to speak up? But yeah, y'all, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video and subscribe if you liked the video. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.